this week, Transformers 5, The Last Night. 10 years ago, when Michael Bay and Paramount and Hasbro, who owns the rights for Transformers, brought the Transformers to life on the big screen, I was very happy, because seeing Optimus Prime transforming for the first time on screen and hearing Peter Cullen, "I am Optimus Prime," that was like being back in the 1980s. And I was a fan of the original Transformers cartoon of that decade. But the later films, like Revenge of the Fallen and the others, they were too corny and too much focused on the human characters and not enough Transformers. And yeah. But now we have a fifth Transformers film with, of course, Marky Mark playing that inventor guy, Cade from the previous film, returning. And what has happened between Transformers 4 and 5 is, of course, what we saw in the end of Transformers 4, that Optimus Prime here jetted into space and immediately froze. And then, meanwhile, on Earth, there has been established this reactionary force called TRF, very original, and they basically kill Transformers. And as you guys and myself, of course, have seen in the trailer, Optimus Prime is thrown out by this alien thing, Quintessa, which is, of course, a nod to one of the villains of the Generation 1 cartoon, the Quintessons, who have seen the original cartoon now, built for Transformers. And she turns Optimus Prime evil. But when you get to say Transformers The Last Night, Optimus Prime is only in this movie for, 10 minutes. The story is basically about Marky Mark traveling around with his attitude and saying, "I'm an inventor, I invent things." And he comes across this British lord played by Sir Anthony Hopkins. And it turns out that Anthony Hopkins' character, he is the last descendant of this British noble family who has known the secrets of Transformers. And this order is called the Whitwickens. And that's supposed to tie in why Shia LaBeouf was called Witwicky. And there's even a picture of Shia LaBeouf in Anthony Hopkins' study, with Shia LaBeouf going, I don't know how much Shia LaBeouf got for that picture, but if I remember correctly, him and Michael Bay aren't the best of friends anymore, so who knows. But this movie here, the acting in general, Marky Mark is Marky Mark. Anthony Hopkins, I'm sure he only participated in this film to get a paycheck. The British chick, whose name I cannot remember, she, mediocre at best. The teenage girl who goes, "I want to stay and I want to fight them," while her hair hangs in front of her eyes. Yeah. Her acting is mediocre at best. But the best thing about Transformers The Last Night is, yeah, the CGI. The CGI looks good. And we also get to hear Bumblebee's voice for the first time in the live action Transformers universe, and that was great as well. And in 2018, if I remember correctly, or was it 2019? I'm sure it was 2018. I just have to look it up. One moment. We are gonna get a Bumblebee. It's 2018, as you guys can see here. You'll get we will get a Bumblebee prequel movie, and it will be interesting to see what they're gonna do with that, because in this film we're told that Bumblebee has been on Earth ever since maybe, and even maybe before World War II, and yeah, and of course the whole thing about that Transformers didn't just arrive on Earth in 2007, but they have been there since, yeah, thousands, maybe millions of years on Earth. And that's because, and here's a spoiler alert, that Hasbro and Michael Bay chose to run with a story aspect from the animated show Transformers Prime, that the Earth, and here's a spoiler, is in fact Unicron. You know, Unicron, who we originally saw in the 1986 animated Transformers film, a giant-ass robot who devours planets, and he is the core of the Earth, but he's dormant. Yeah, and I know it's silly, but that's the route they have chosen. So maybe in Transformers 8 we'll get to see Unicron crawling out of Earth and going, "I'm Unicron," or something like that. Who knows? But this movie hasn't gotten a very good reception, and I understand why after having seen it, because it's not a mess. The story, if you had excluded the idiosyncratic sexual Michael Bay humor, would have been very reminiscent of a episode of a 1980s cartoon if you have had cut away some of the Michael Bay filler, as I said, the sexual humor. But yeah, it didn't have the wow factor, so I guess that's why, and horrible acting, of course, and it didn't have the ooh factor, so I guess that's one of the main reasons why many critics and most of the audience haven't appreciated the movie. Yeah, so, but I will, of course, when the Bumblebee movie arrives next year, go in and see that at that time. But if I'm gonna rate Transformers The Last Night, yeah, what should we give it? We got to hear Peter Cullen's voice and Bumblebee's voice, and we even got Sir Anthony Hopkins talking about robots and medieval age stuff. So I'm gonna arrive at 3 out of 5 stars. That's it, Euroman of Euroman's Movie Report. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, if you like this movie talk, yeah, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to watch my previous movie talks / movie reviews, please click the link in the description. But I will return next week with another movie review. But until then, have a pleasant weekend, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.